Subscribe. I wanted to do this. Press on the link below. Subscribe and what else?
Comment.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Wow, I'm awful at this.
Perfect. Story ni zetu.
I'm awful at this. Action. Hi guys. So leo ni mimi ndo na host watu. Welcome to the Real 20 Somethings podcast. So nervous. anyway, welcome to the Real 20 Somethings podcast. I'm your host. Not really. My name is Felicity Modoni. Na hawa ndo mabishti wenyu wenye mnaonanga kila saa. Yeah, hi. I'm very excited to be here today. Yes.
Yeah, alright. So it's another beautiful day, another beautiful episode. Syphilis Yagasha Bidipona, he's here. Like in the last episode, nitamwacha tuambie amekuwa wapi. Na alikuwa anakojoa damu kwa nini? Yes.
Wagon farm. Kwanza niko na vita na jamaa. Niko na vita na yeye. Anyway, welcome back to the Real 20 Somethings podcast. Mimi kama kawaida ni Shom is back in the building.
Show masomo
with a banger, ndio?
Yes.
Yaani nilimiss tu episode moja lakini kila mtu alikuwa analia ni kama
anashangaa unaenda wapi.
One episode 2.
Tulikuwa tunakuombea since to talk a lot of things happened.
Russia was good lakini I'm glad to be back. I came back specifically for you guys. I'm here for you. Yes.
Russia gani? Umekuwa na
Unaenda kutritiwa in Russia. It was not fun. It was not fun. We didn't even tell people it was that fun.
I was in Russia for vacation, guys.
Sorry.
I was in Russia for vacation.
Enjoy.
Yes, I was enjoying.
But anyway.
I was enjoying. Life in Russia is so good, guys.
Anyway,
You should visit Russia soon.
No, sisi tuko perfectly healthy.
I was in Moscow.
We don't need to get treated for diseases.
I'll take you guys. Nikirudi nitawapeleka. Wana complain sana.
Unajua ukiongea mambo ya Russia, kuna hiyo story ya juzi ya Peter Kaluma. Sijui kama umeangalia.
I cannot escape the allegation. It was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago.
Hapana.
It was 10 years ago, bro.
The point is it happened.
10 years ago.
And you came with it.
That was like 10 years ago.
What were you doing?
I was in Russia last week when you guys were here shooting the podcast.
What are hospitals like there?
Hospitals?
Yeah.
I passed by a few hospitals, but I didn't get in.
What service like there? What can we borrow? How
The
quick do they treat the symptoms? It's good you share.
The weather was good last week. The weather was good in Russia last week.
Russia kuna kwanga baridi 24/7 unaita good.
The weather was good. Si mimi nakwambia umekuwa Russia ama ni mimi nimekuwa Russia. You've not been to Russia.
Siku hizi unahitaji Russia anyway. I am not against yeah, but to take it away real quick, hata nitapatia Bennett pia tuambie. Leo cameraman is on set today.
Leo niliingia huko mbele. Nakumbuka behind the scenes. Lakini leo niko na story mingi bana.
Leo umesikia yani story huyu jamaa karibu alipuke. Nimepata huko nje veins zimejaa kwa vichwa. Karibu basi.
Anakaka kanaka emoji. Kanaka kamelipuka hapa.
So mimi nauliza producer, what is happening bro? Mbona unataka kubust hivi?
Leo nilikuwa very excited kuja huko kwa nini? Hii side nyingine. Unajua huko nyuma kunanga story. Ni kukaa tu umetulia. Unaona tu watu wanacheka huko mbele, but it's good to be here.
Sasa umeacha nani huko nyuma?
Huko nyuma
Yeah.
kuna watu.
Yeah.
Kuna watu mashinani niko hapa tunaangalia.
Inalan.
We have purchased a robot. So this is very next level shit.
Very digital like.
Hii tushafika hiyo level.
Tushafika huko.
But anyway guys, it's good to be back. wenye wako kama Gasho.
Russia was good. Russia was good.
Gasho misile watu wamekuwa kuniuliza uko wapi na wako na
I was in Russia.
Yes, in Russia wako na just one advice.
Yes.
Wanasema upunguze hiyo kitu ama uachane na.
Nipunguze safari za kwenda Russia.
Safari za kwenda
Safari punguzi. What I will do actually, I will give you guys a paid vacation. Niwapeleke at least mjibambe, mwache kuniattack.
Unaweza kuwa umetupangia kitu huko.
Kitanuma.
So I don't trust you. Sema hivyo, I don't trust you.
Side eye, very big side eye.
Side eye.
Very big side eye.
But anyway, before to answer, I just wanted to take like a 1 minute of silence for whatever is going on in the country. People have been shot, people have been killed. So
Yeah,
let's just have our respect for them, and then to cancel. So 1 minute.
1 minute, man.
So what? Anyway.
Stay safe, guys.
Stay safe, man. Stay safe.
Mkitokea 25th,
Lazima
remember to stay safe.
Yes.
Musibebe iPhone.
Usibebe mao.
Na wasikule KFC.
Na ujumbe wasipeleke huko sehemu.
Why wanna asikule nini wewe?
Last year president alikuwa anasema those terrorists wanakujanga na iPhone.
We are very high tech
Wanakula
KFC.
We are not mediocre terrorists.
Ati wanakuja maandamano na boat. Na Uber.
Alafu
Wakisagaa watu.
same way. Wanaenda wanarudi bwana. Na wamekuja na Uber maandamano. But hiyo kitu ni kubwa insensitive. Hiyo kitu inakuwa so insensitive. Sema hiyo. Do it. Hiyo ni kitu really na happen.
Yeah.
Like tuna fight for kitu yenye real.
I don't even know walikuwa nasema nini. Like so it means that kuna watu wafai kwenda maandamano. Like maandamano inafai kuwe tu ya watu wanateseka kabisa maskini. Like for us we are not feeling like the pinch of whatever is happening.
I think they were trying to do the whole division thing.
Divide and conquer. So
And classism doesn't work on us.
Hao watu wako entitled. Unajua wakiona uko na iPhone na unaandamana, wanashangaa aje. How? Like wajazoezi. But see entitlement. Hii ni kitu yenye ni you are right. Hakunanga entitlement hapo.
Plus we are all hustling.
We are all hustling.
But
Nothing is that. One time.
Wacha mchezo.
Taifa hili yako.
No time.
No, they were trying the whole classism thing and it didn't work. I think maybe because when you're all in Nairobi and you're all in the entire country, you're all just you're reading, you're trying to teach yourself skills that you can actually make money for yourself, be somebody. You know, it's really unfair when someone's just wearing wigs.
Hey, but
It's like 10 billion. That's not vibaya. So you know, and it's not like if the money, I feel like if the taxes were being paid and we were seeing something happening, like maybe our health industry was a tad bit better, our education industry is not what it's about to become in a couple of years, you know, if we were seeing results, I don't think we would complain that much. And also if there was actually even money for you to be able to pay that tax, because it's not like taxes were high during the other years. They were still high. It's just that maybe people weren't complaining because there was actually money to afford that tax. But right now you can't afford that tax. Like it's just. Anyway, what are we gonna do? Si tungoje 2027 to vote.
2027.
Unless we succeed.
Wewe 25th.
Bwana, huyu jamaa amesumbua. Lakini sinakuja mtaja lakini lazima aende.
Wanataka ukujini. Wacha tutatoka hapa acha tukuone tu mbele. Mimi sasa mimi I don't know you.
I have never seen it.
Na Subaru, mimi nasemanga hivi, so long as uko in a position yenye like you can voice your concerns. Ni vizuri tu kusema. At the end of the day inaweza kuwa ni mimi. It happened kwangu. Na nilikuwa nimenyamaza. Unajua kuna watu wanasemanga they are not interested in politics. Lakini politics is interested in you, man.
Politics is everything, Buddha. So, politics defines everything.
Is it even politics? It's just human rights and decency, basically.
No, but so
what we are doing right now is not even about politics. It's about rights. How do you just shoot someone point?
Close range.
Let me tell you.
No wonder wanasemanga.
Last year watu wenye hawakwenda, kuna watu hawakwenda maandamano, kuna watu wako wanafanya online protesting, kuna watu they were basically just seated because it does not affect them or nothing will happen even if we go outside. Now si wako wanashikwa sahi utoke kwa streets uliwe. Haya. Ukae kwa nyumba ukujiwe. Ukujiwe. Uende kwenye biashara yako.
Mask ni wewe.
Kama mask ni wewe.
Wanasemanga kama uko
Tasafoketiwa.
Hata 25 tusivae mask.
Kama ukiwepo kujoin hizo nini? Wewe enda tu.
Yeah.
Mzazi anakwambia.
Let's meet there.
Usiende huko utauliwa. But unajua wanaweza kukujia kwako. Kama wanakujia alafu wanasema ukuta ilikugonga.
Atuligonga kichwa kwa gonga.
Si ukuta ili kugonga ni wewe.
Ulipiga ukuta hedi.
Repeatedly. Because you don't like yourself. You don't like yourself. You don't even enjoy life. You're just like
You hate yourself.
You're very suicidal.
You just don't cry.
Unajua wanasemanga medically hiyo kitu ni impossible. Like uwezi utapass out before dead.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. Like you see, the human body is wired in such a way that anything that brings you pain, you tend to repel. Like unaitoka. So unajigonga aje kichwa kwa ukuta na hiyo venom. Mpaka unakufa.
Can you imagine the amount of energy that takes? It's not just that. It's not like a kid when they're throwing a tantrum doing this. No, this is
repeatedly.
Kwanza hapa tu unaangalia tu unasema ni kudeni.
And then even that you're doing that. Watu wenye wako hapo nje hawasikii.
Na kwanza wanasemanga
wana assume tu you're doing that.
Ukienda sale wanasemanga ukwangi peke yako.
Yeah, you're not alone.
Au watu like police wako so sensitive
to sounds.
Na wanajua ukikuwa hapo kama uko in critical condition hawezi kuallow wingi uko ndani. Like inakwanga hiyo. Actually mtu akikuleta hapo na umeumia lazima uende hosi. Inakwanga tu ni rule. So mtu akikuja kukwambia ati aliletwa hapa na akajipigisha hivi akadeni.
Mimi ndio swali yangu ilikuwaje? Why like would you unaanza hiyo kama hiyo ni tabia umekuwa nayo why mbona uanze hiyo siku that eventful day ndio sasa like hizi vitu zako zina kick in uko like now naanza leo kugonga ukuta like you lived peacefully for 20 plus years.
This particular day unaamua tu leo ni siku ya kugonga ukuta.
No, I'm just gonna hiyo ndio ukuta yenye uko very particular na hiyo.
Hii si ile hii hapa. Hakuna ingine.
Hata huwezi jikongeza kwa sakafu. It would be easier to hit yourself on the floor. You just make yourself fall in an awkward way rather than doing this.
But hiyo ina speak volume about your incompetence. Unapatanga incompetence inatokanga kwa watu. Mwenye aliandika tu hiyo barua. Kwanza hadi hawezi fikiria kitu kingine. Yaani hata sijui. Lakini hawezi fikiria kitu kingine inaweza convince watu wenyewe ile happen. Hata useme tu alijidunga na waya. Ama alidungwa na waya wengine bali.
Wananganya vizuri hata.
Huwezi fikiria kitu kingine inaweza convince watu.
But as a country we have normalized it tabia sana ya police brutality na cover up.
Yeah, na unajua
like hawashtuki sahi. Like they just do unajua like we'll talk about it for like a few days. Tutajifanya tumejam and then after the next
tumejam.
Watu unajifanya. What I'm saying is like we've normalized it. Siku hizi like watu wanachukuliwa na Subaru wana disappear for days and then we'll talk about it. Kidogo tu.
Mimi najua pia imefika place. Nimeona juzi ati ni jana finance bill imepitishwa parliament. Sasa imebakisha tu presidential assent. Kila mtu amekuwa tu akilia ujongo nini.
Do you feel like
it's like that was the plan?
Una feel like you were a decoy? Like
it was a decoy probably.
Okay.
Because you see even the MPs weren't saying much about it.
But
we had very vocal members of parliament about this stuff. But this time it's all been
but you know about your finance bill.
Kisha imepitishwa haraka.
Like kwa nini like ukiangalia pesa yenye ilikuwa ina generate I think ni 25 billion 24 so ndo maana haijakuwa unajua the more kama last ilikuwa 300 billion so in 300
was alarming
like lazima create a lot of
that was alarming
create tax so ndo maana iletanga shida ndo maana hadi watu wako ulikuwa unapata ni kitu kidogo wanarekebisha kama hiyo KRA ati anataka kuingia kwa bank account yako. Unaingia kwa nini na mimi?
I saw my normal was on her Insta. She's like, auntie, when MPs here are why they're refusing the other KRA, hakuna mtu perfect. Hakuna mtu perfect. Because they never have to know their sources of income.
Of course.
But pia hizi vitu I'm pretty sure unaona kama hiyo ya KRA walitoa after finance bill imetoka jana wamesema, lakini tulitoa hiyo ya access bank account. So wanalitana kitu yenye ni controversial hapo. Ndio watu wakicomplain, hiyo unaweza toa. Hizo zingine unasema ziko sawa.
At last time nakumbuka there was a conspiracy ilikuwa inasema like the cost of foodstuff na other essential items zilikuwa inflated intentionally so that people focus kwa hizo clauses pekee. But the real evil ilikuwa imefichwa huko ndani.
Exactly. Tell me why my grandmother would have been paying rent for her land that she never asked for it. She never asked for it. Alijikuta ameinherit.
Sasa hizo unapata kuna uliuza kichwa ya ng'ombe kitambo ndio upate hii land. Then mtu anataka kuchukua hiyo nini?
Tuliuza kichwa.
Sasa hiyo na imagine umekuwa ukiishi hapo
kama 5 hivi. Mtu anataka kuchukua hiyo land yako.
Leave alone that you've been living there. Our grandmothers, they're like 80.
Okay.
Shosho analipa aje tax. I mean that thing. Let me tell you, I was on the streets last year and it was because of the whole sanitary towel thing for girls. And also that one. Yo naye nilikuwa nawashwa. Nikimagine 80 years.
Mbona mnyeshe na msikuna mvua so
Cricket sounds. Are you fine?
I'm not serious.
Are you
fine? Everything okay, bro?
Are you fine?
Is everything okay?
I wasn't serious.
No.
Unataka tunachukufanya scan ya kichwa ya.
You can always talk to us. We are here for you. We are here for you.
Tajigonga ku.
We are here for you.
As you guys go for Maandamano, remember mukwe na hizo numbers zenye so like you have the LSK number, the numbers of the people who will help us. Of course msende pikienu na mbebe vitu mubebe vitu za kujiprotect.
Patana na mmoja unapiga tu
Buda sahi it's very difficult.
It's very bad.
Maandamano ni mbili.
Una create a problem. Then badala ya kusolve hiyo problem unaenda unaleta watu wengine wa kusolve hiyo problem. Na hao watu ni wajinga.
Shida ni poverty bro. Like
they are weaponizing. Imagine that's so evil. Instead of trying to get us out of it, they are weaponizing it to be against us. It's so
wrong.
See unajua now watu like they never want people to like make it out of the trenches.
They never.
Because that's how they control us. That's how they control us. Yeah, if you make it out of the trenches you don't need them.
Yes.
But they can't. How much money is enough? Unapatanga you are worth. Ukiendanga unaona kama wakikuwa vete. Mtu anasema I'm worth 4 billion. Lakini bado hiyo 4 billion haitoshi, anataka nyingine.
Like,
so mimi nasema
there was a quote I was reading. I think it's yesterday inasema Kenya is such a beautiful country, but what will make it, like what will ruin it? Like the level of greed that we have.
Exactly.
Yeah, I also saw that
hata sidhani kama ni
hata sisi wenyewe we have appetites
everywhere in society.
we have
You know
appetites.
something that sickens me. It's when you're like somewhere talking with people and then they start saying I'm no better than Ruto. Ati hata mimi nikiingia nitaiba. You have the audacity to say that.
Ana subscribe to the radio pod. Anasema
You're trying to make change and you're saying you're no better than them.
Ni opportunity sijapata. A lot of people are like
Imagine we can't have that mentality.
lazima tu change.
No, we can't have that mentality.
You guys agree with the fact that our society is rotten to the core?
Kila
In terms of
kitu
moral.
Let me say, if we say that, mi nitasema tu kitu moja. At least a large number of the people have interacted, our young people as in our age, most of them would never say that.
Exactly.
Okay, around me.
Sio mimi.
Around me. Like people saying achata mini. I think okay, maybe when I was like a kid, like when I was 14, 15, because it was trendy to be corrupt.
Yeah.
But now I think because we're the ones suffering at the hands of this corrupt, like the corruption, we're the ones suffering directly. It changes even how you think. You know, it's like I don't wanna cause other people suffering like that. I used to say that, but now honestly, if I got a chance, reforms.
Yeah,
Reforms.
Unaona kama hizi si ni victims. So ukishakuwa hiyo side ya victim na upate chance ya kurekebisha hii mambo. Unaweza like you can do better.
Yeah.
You can do better.
Yeah, cause
but
once you
watch the hands,
unasemanga
society.
Do you want to
everything starts from the smallest unit of the society, sio ni family, sio? But tunapatanga hizi vitu zinaanzanga tu kwa family. Zazi ni corrupt. Budako mzae like kila mtu
mnadanganya mtoto na pesa kidogo asifanye.
Niko na swali. I have one question.
Oh, that's sweet, yeah.
Niko na swali tu moja. Yeah, to like make this corruption thing like tuone kama whether it's kama sisi atufanyange ama tunafanya. Nani hapa hajawahi cheat in an assignment ama exam?
Okay.
My school can't allow you. Shule yenye mimi niko tunaangaliwanga ni kama tunaingia kwa airport. So
my conscience cannot allow me.
Hapo amesema my school can't.
But to scare. But then also I've not gotten this far by cheating. I actually appreciate the hustle.
Smart babe.
No, you know, and I was listening to a certain podcast the other day, trying to prepare for this one. These people have brought me here and they're not told me what we're talking about. Remember to come, sit down, listen. Anyway, so they were saying with the whole AI culture and everything, like this guy, he's written books, and he was saying how the generations coming, because of everything coming so easy to us and cheating and what have you, like you can easily cheat on exams, chat GPT and stuff like that. You cannot, you should not, you can, but you should not.
Yes.
But he was saying how because of that, he was now comparing himself to his kids. He's like, I remember, he was saying like he remembers struggling to put his ideas into words and then now arrange those words into chapters to make sense to people. Yeah. And he says he appreciates that hustle because it's even sweeter now when his books are selling.
Who is this person?
Alikuwa kwa podcast ya Diary of a CEO. Acha nitamkumbuka jina sasa hivi nitawaambia. No, he's not the monk. That episode, let me tell you, I have never listened to a 2-hour podcast on repeat like that one. Kama nilikuwa challenge. Nilikuwa naambia, the body is weak without the mind. You should train them. Like, where? I'm just imagining myself doing kung fu. Anyway, you guys be safe when you go for Maandamano. Have the hotline numbers. Don't go alone. Of course, you might want to tell your parents where you are.
Ukipata guru unamfanyia nini bwana?
Mawe.
Hawezi muuliza kwa nini anakuchapa. Hawezi muuliza why are you beating? Why are you not fighting? You're fighting against us when you should be fighting with us. Why are you an enemy of progress?
We are fighting for us.
Yani, unajua maana kuna mtu alikuwa anasemanga it's very difficult to fight for other Africans. Unapatanga ukianza kufight wengine wanakudrag. Sasa watu kama waguns ndio wanakudrag hivi. Like unawaambia tunajitetea, ni kama tu polisi unamtetea kama last year. Watu walikuwa wanataka tax itolewe. Juu pia wao wanalipangwa sijui ni 20,000. Buda 20,000 ukipewa hata uwezi ishi.
I don't police pesa yao haikuwa tax to those.
Si tax. But okay, ni a normal human being, sio? Like anakuwa affected na kila kitu yenye si what anakuwa. Wako na watoi. Sasa hata kama si taxable, wewe 35,000. Wewe 35,000 sasa hivi unatafanya nini?
35,000 sahi, it's not a lot of money.
Exactly.
You parents, you buy food, you don't even have enough to do proper investment.
So unapata like hao watu unawatetea. Lakini mtu anakupiga kichwa anakuua. So unashangaa it's very difficult to fight for other friends. Very difficult.
But it's rooting in the psychology aspect. I heard someone say, right now we're a very frustrated country. Everyone's frustrated. Everybody is stressed. Everybody is anxious. So it comes out in such ways of acting without rationale. For example, you go on Twitter, everyone you lose it. So we've all been trolled once in our life. Me I've been bullied so much because of my height. We've all been bullied. We've all been bullied. We've all been trolled at least once in our life. But we don't have like huge reactions of I'm gonna kill you. Now tell me why the people in power cannot handle.
They cannot stomach
kidogo tu. Unajua ukiwa a public figure lazima people will say things about you.
Dominance.
But I think pia wenye wamegrow, most of them unapatanga ni watu very old, like wali grow in systems zenye za Moi.
It was even worse.
So hata wenye wamegrow, hata unaonanga wengi wao na unawajua walikuwa nakatanga hii the new constitution. Walikuwa wanashangaa aje mwananchi ati anaambiwa you have the power. Ati all the power belongs to the people.
The supreme power, sovereignty of the people and supremacy of the constitution.
What do you mean? I think hata wana ruling na hiyo mentality ya mimi nikikuwa in power, yani I'm the king of
tyranny.
Hakuna mtu anafaa kuongea. Ukiongea na kuona wewe hujui hizi mambo.
That is why they say like absolute power corrupts. But still absolute powerlessness corrupts absolutely. You see? Okay, let me break it down.
At this point when
but I think there was something that Gasham was mentioning to me the other day. He was telling me how, like, you see how these gangs, like Sai wako kazi, si ndio? Whoever was paying these gangs to go out and beat other protesters, Sai wana benefit, wanalipwa pesa, si ndio? But you see, like, these gangs also form like their cocoons. Sasa alikuwa ananiambia like after hii period yenye wanasiasa wanawatumia, watakuwa wako tu pale wako jobless.
Yes.
And you were saying that is how, you were saying that is how, like,
that is how
gangs start coming up.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is something very undesirable.
Probably. Okay,
That's how they started
being ruled by gangs.
Haiti.
Haiti has
So it's low-key kind of started like this.
So like
But
your trajectory to me.
You can even go back to 7 to 8 when there was Mungiki.
Mungiki
was being used by politicians.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the only gang that was
Then,
there.
it was not the only gang that was there, but after politicians
Yeah.
finished using Mungiki, what happened?
Class.
What happened?
What
happened? No, they started terrorizing people. They started terrorizing people.
Lakini acha nikuulize, mbona hizi vitu zio happen Afrika peke yake? Unajua kuna history unasemaga.
It's poverty.
Ngoja.
It's poverty.
Kuna history
Small of it is poverty.
Kuna history unasemanga. Sub-Saharan Africans
Yeah.
have the lowest
Sit
IQ
upright.
in the world.
Those kicking.
So hata hapa wajua possibly wanasemanga
Start again.
Sub-Saharan Africans have the lowest IQ in the world.
Ni yeye anasema. Anasema yeye na watu wako.
Nimekuwa ni
Wasikia mtu anasema Junior, we can actually take IQ test and I bet you 100 wewe pekee unasema
honestly by the
lowest IQ in the world.
kuna na hiyo IQ map like average. So wakifanya average wanasemanga though inaweza kuwa biased, most probably iko biased. So wanaekanga
this thing was being conducted by the white man.
Hata ukiangalianga mali kama US
tunaacha machungu zetu za
wanaekanga hiyo
slavery.
IQ ya black man akona the lowest IQ, alafu kuna Hispanics, alafu kuna whites, then kuna Japanese.
Do you actually
Asians.
believe that?
No, lakini sasa hapa kwa Africans kidogo najiulizanga mbona mambo yetu haifanyi kazi. Unajua kwa nini? Hebu angalia ukitoka North Africa si ni Arab plan hivi, si ndio? Au kwenda juu. Wako system zao in a way zinawaka. In a way. South Africa kuna mzungu kidogo amekuwa hapo for long up to 1990s. I think wametoka hata sasa hivi bado.
That country is just loaded.
Lakini bado okay, South Africa I think ndo iko na economy yao ndo iko best in Africa, si ndio? Inaweza kuwa ni bad in terms of watu kuishi, but
it's not
economy.
Which
is the best economy in Africa? Let me check.
See South Africa.
It's not South Africa.
It's either Egypt or some North African country.
It's either
It's not even that.
Or something. Yeah.
so ndo mimi najiulizanga how
But
come
this
hapa katikati.
Yeah.
But pia there's something Benana sema. Hizi vitu zote
How come hizi vitu zote zina happen
Kuna
hapa
kitu tulikuwa
katikati?
tunaongea na
Yeah, BMI.
ya BMI. Like hizo ni studies za BMI.
Let me tell you, honey,
wait,
if you go to the hospital and
You
you
do
do
BMI.
BMI,
I know what BMI is. It's body mass index.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think like before
It's
one
wrong.
yes, what
it's
is
very wrong.
Yeah.
No, like it's wrong, the whole thing they use it. You know, African bodies are not the same as white bodies and are not the same as Polynesian bodies. Polynesians are way heavier than us. Their bones are like bones of
Really
guy.
dense, yeah.
Where is he? Polynesian. unamvunja aje? Plus they also build a lot of muscle, so do we, and then you want now us to twende tupimane, come to Kashara mimi ukamie she's healthier than me, and I've never been healthier in my life. Like it's not, they, even when they were forming the index thing, they were forming it out of, they were mostly testing it on white males, not even white women.
Like that is the point I want.
And they have never fixed it.
As long as
all these years
it was built outside na systems out.
It can never work.
They are building it based on the data they have. Yes.
South Africa.
No,
South Africa.
This is nominal
South
GDP.
Africa.
They're building
Funny,
it based
what
on
are
the
you
data they
doing?
have.
Nominal
South
GDP.
South Africa, I think, no, iko na the largest economy in.
No, GDP per capita. GDP per capita is the most accurate.
Oh, it's actually Seychelles.
Seychelles.
And then Mauritius.
Like
and then
hizo,
Gabon,
au
Botswana. Very tiny countries.
Wao wako comfortable.
But ni ndogo sana.
South Africa wako comfortable. Wanakaka kidogo hivi. Nani amezima stima?
Yes. But South Africa ni economy yao ni sana, iko huko $100 million, billion dollars.
Yeah.
Iko sawa, but
GDP.
pia okay, swali yangu ilikuwa ni how comes? Yani ni observation tu. Mimi nilikuwa
Nigeria's
nachukua hiyo.
economy is ahead of ours.
Yeah,
Because of its large population.
South Africa.
Nigeria
has over 200
they're ahead
million
of
people.
us.
Yeah, but sasa hadi naira yao
But
kilikuwa na
Nigeria-
I saw
Hata
some
watu-
Una Ghana cedis, currency ya Ghana ilikuwa imepita $1. One
Yeah,
Ghana
yeah,
cedi
one
ilikuwa inagonga 10 USD.
Yeah,
One
ni
Ghana
kweli,
cedi
ni
10
kweli.
USD.
but ya nini iko chini sana. Sasa Nigeria unasikianga mtu akisema ati anataka boyfriend mwenye anaweza mbaia koloni ya 5000 naira. Ukienda kuangalia unapata ni 200 ama ni 300. So inaanza kuwa ni
Kuna wakati nilikuwa nafanya kazi na mtu kwa
Ukiingia
Nigeria.
Uganda sasa siite kwa milioni. Nasema millions of shillings. Ukitembea Tanzania kidogo sasa mpaka change.
Ndio, unaenda huko unakuwa milionea bana. So unaona, like unaangalia hizi vitu zina happening hapa katikati. Crimes, okay, si crimes basically. Political instabilities zina happening hapa. Toka huko Nigeria, Congo hapo ndani, Kenya si sana, Somalia si in a way. So unaangalianga na shindwa ni nini?
It's not our
hiyo nini nasema maybe
Don't blame our
maybe
IQ.
ndio pia kuna msanii ananiambianga pia IQ inaanzanga na like hizi vitu zote
It's
wanaangalia
environment. Intelligence is environment.
mahali umegrow but pia wanasemanga the smallest unit of society which is family inaletanga hizi vitu zote. Unaona kama Japan.
You
Hiyo
know,
kukua
Africans,
I agree with
where's
what Bernard
my-
is saying.
Are you calling our families to grow?
I do not agree with whatever he's saying.
Opinion.
Do you know?
Like ni swali.
You know, Africa was the birth of civilization. Africa was the birth of religion.
Wait, let me
Religion
tell you
was
why.
the-
Wait.
Hiyo ni geography.
No,
Let me tell you
no,
why.
It's history.
Let me tell you why.
History.
Umesema the birth of
history, bro.
civilization. Okay.
Wait, let me tell you why.
Civilization bila akili unaweza kweli bro.
Ngoja usikie.
Bila intelligence.
Let me tell you why
Yeah.
like I'd agree with Bernard. You see
Yeah.
like there are things that influence IQ. Among these things inakuanga the level of education is in the countries where we live in as much as
Do you know the largest library was in
just
Africa?
wait,
It is-
ngoja,
you know it.
ngoja, wait. You don't even read yourself and you're making a lot of
Continue.
noise.
I just I'm not even heard what he said. Hata sijasikia amesema nini. I'm not even heard what he said. What I'm saying. Repeat it again. What have you said?
Wait. I was saying like there are few things that influence the IQ of an individual.
Yeah.
Among those things, it's the environment. Like so, like if you find yourself surrounded by cavemen, I mean naturally, unafikiria tu it's just hunting and gathering and fire, blah blah blah. But you see, like if you compare the level of literacy, the level of education, yenye tunakuanga nayo in Africa and the other developed countries, I mean, you can't.
Na unaona pia unapatanga hata hizi education.
But I'm not saying. But I'm not saying.
What's your point? Where are you trying to drive to? What's the problem with Africa?
I'm saying the problem with Africa in terms of that IQ quotient.
Like unaona Africa na kwenye anasema Europe, anasema
I know,
watu kwa
obviously,
sense hiyo.
if you're not
Sasa shida iko wapi?
specific
Mbona
about
hatuko
why.
same?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What is the problem?
I was saying first of all because of the environment. Our education systems here haziko progressive.
Na unajua pia huwezi blame education systems kwa wazungu.
Haziko
University of
progressive.
Glasgow was started in 1491. Huku wanasemanga the oldest university in the world ilikuwa Morocco. Lakini bado saa hizi huwezi compare na Glasgow ama Oxford ama like so huwezi sema ati hiyo environment, mbona sisi hatuku create hiyo environment hiyo time pia.
You know,
To some
it's just
degree.
that we were colonized. If they never set foot here, no, we had our own systems.
Yeah.
We had our own systems.
But unajua pia colonialism is usually just an excuse because
Exactly.
colonialism haikuwa for long. Ilianza sijui 1800s hapo ikienda
Yani
kuisha
ni
mpaka mid 19th century ama ni 20th century.
Hiyo ni miaka more than 10. Yani
Hiyo ni
more-
like
is
half
it
a
more
century.
than
It's
one
like-
president
it's-
having 2 terms?
no, it's like half a
Yes, it
century.
is.
Okay, acha nikuulize na tukisema colonialism 80
Mm.
ilichukuanga ndo the first black like iko na black country sindio
To get
iko na
independence.
to get independence in 1774
Time after.
US imepata 1776
Then Haiti
so
ikakuja ikapata.
Singapore juzi tu hata ndo kamefomiwa iko mbele ya Haiti. Shida ni nini?
Shida
Hebu
si-
nieleze na ni mahali kuna black tu. Haya.
I think it's possible. It's possible. You know, a lot really matters with our minds and how we think, right? So if we've been conditioned to think that with this skin color of ours, by the way, everything is better in black. We've been conditioned to think we're inferior, causing us to have making us have what inferiority complex. Mbona unachukia paka ya black na upendi paka ya white? I mean, mbona unachukia paka ya black na unapenda paka ya white? Because umefunzwa so unasema no, it's because you've been taught that black is bad luck. So we have inferiority complex, which is possibly the reason why
No.
mbona kuna white regime.
I'm just highlighting on the black, not the bad black.
Hizo zote ni maswali tunajiuliza.
Black nigga.
No,
At the same time,
we
you
just
realize
have an
what-
inferiority
before
complex.
They
had
actually did an experiment of that thing, like Oliega doll is a white na black kwa watu
And kids all thought that the black doll was bad. That's my
bad.
point.
Ukiangalianga hizo doll.
No, but you see for that. Hebu ngoja.
Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? Huyu acha nikwambie. Wawe colonized today. Huyu angepewa J-Force, anacollaborate.
Angekuwa chief anasema
Anapewa J-Force, usikie? Anapewa J-Force, anacollaborate.
But unaona, okay, mimi najaribingi kutoka kwa hiyo victimhood mentality. Like najaribu
That's what I'm
kujiuliza,
saying.
shida ni nini?
Inferiority complex.
Kusema about colonialism. Ama hao watu before wakam, ulikuwa unajua wazungu wana exist. So bado ulikuwa sawa, like venye uko sawa, uko black uko sawa, si ndio? So before them ulikuwa sawa. Lakini systems zilikuwa wapi?
Our wars were raids. Those were our only wars. Kuibiana ng'ombe. We did not have other bombs.
Watu wanatengeneza bunduki huko. Wewe ni mshale. So systems zilikuwa wapi before them?
unajua hiyo mshale ni part of like
Yeah.
Systems.
Unajua, hey guys,
Yeah,
ebu picture this.
It's innovation that takes time.
Picture this guys, assume sasa hao wazungu wangekam. Venye tulikuwa tunaishi
sahi.
before wakuje.
This would not be here.
Tubaki tukiishi tu hivyo. Like the so-called civilization that they brought onto
So
us.
do you think
Because like tubaki tu venye tulikuwa.
Wewe for example, say you'd be preparing to
Do you
go
think
get
life
a
would be
wife.
better kama
Yeah, would have
hawa
many
wazungu-
kids by now.
Lazima vitu zingechange bado.
So do you think
Eventually.
life would be better kama wazungu wangekama? Like ingekuwa
I can't say.
You can't say.
You can't say because they came.
For me like I feel
No, but okay.
things usually follow like a natural course.
Yeah.
Hata sisi somehow you see like
We would have progressed.
Yeah, the thing about progression, innovation na technology ni una developing from what you have. Zile mashida uko nazo.
Then
ndio
you
zina
fix
kuprompt.
that. You
Yeah.
fix that
Yeah,
problem,
yeah.
and a new problem
Exactly,
arises. You
exactly,
fix that problem.
exactly.
Okay, na mimi na feeling okay probably sisi hatukufanya.
Huyu ni enemy of progress.
Mark juu huku tunakuwa na kila kitu. Kama ni food ni nini. So like hauna hizo mashida mingi. Unajua watu
Acha una mashida.
okay, ukiangalia life before wao wase wakam. Like unajua Africa ndio inakuwa the largest continent, si ndio? The
Are
largest
we?
continent, si ndio?
Africa is
Ama
not.
ni the second.
We're not
It's
the
the
largest
second
one.
largest.
But tunapatanga
Because
like
yeah.
tuko population yetu ukikompea na mahali kama
Which is
China.
the biggest.
Yaani tuko ni kama tumejifix tu
Also
kidogo.
about to get-
Unapatanga watu ni kidogo sana. So hiyo time mahali kama Uganda, kwa nini waandamani? Food iko kila kitu. Yaani basic things wako nazo.
Hawaandamani juu wanaogopa president. Wow.
Niliona poster ya politician wa Uganda wamepiga magoti hivi kwa poster.
Uganda is just a mad
They are polite. Ugandans are nice. You met Ugandan babes.
Okay, I've seen
Can
Ugandans
you
are
compare
nice.
Ugandan babes with Kenyan babes?
You know, there's actually a place I went
No
nikasaidia na
comments.
Ugandan
No
babe.
comment. For that area, no comment. But anyway,
Habari
They are
za
nicer. They are
Ugandan babes are
nicer.
big, bro.
No comment.
Ugandan babes Kuna place nilienda nikasavana Uganda babe nimeingia hivi kwa nyumba akapiga magoti hivi.
Mimi nakataa siwezi kula hapo.
Akaniambia
mimi sio Mungu.
I kneel.
So
I kneel. I cook for you and then I kneel.
Ungekuwa hiyo ndio ulikuwa like.
No, and let me tell you where I come from, even traditionally we never used to kneel for men.
Hiyo umesema na passion. I don't staki kuingia.
Ni kweli.
No, in our culture where we are from, it was both matriarchal and patriarchal.
There's actually a lady called
our clans were named after women, not after men.
No, there's actually a lady called Wangwa Makeri. Stories are told of Wangwa Makeri.
And the way she used to
sit on men's back.
Yeah.
Which man?
Which man? Which men
are very weak. He beat you very weak. Beat you bro. And she was sitting on
But women generally in Kenya are not known for the whole mimi nikupikia alafu nikunilie.
Wow, watu wako very explosive.
Gangsters bro.
Nikupikia nikunilie. Sorry moja. I go through the entire process and then I leave.
Anafikiria tu vita na kukutishia.
See vita, imagine it's not like that. Actually, women when they're safe mode are very nice. The problem is we're always on survival mode because we're always thinking of haya sasa tumoana, but we're still paying rent. I don't want to pay rent anymore. So the next thing you're thinking about is you're going to have to own a house. Before you even own, baby is here. Before you move kidogo ndio unaenda shule. Like it's always survival mode. Try get a babe. Do everything for her. Utaona.
How is your baby doing? The one you delivered.
Nox is doing fine. Nox is doing fine. That's my black cat. She's doing okay. Yeah. Cats are very weird. It's like living with another me. She sleeps. I'm so jealous of her. Unajua anahamaka kwa nyumba kulala.
Just like Fifi.
Analala hapa anasema you know what? 3 hours kazi imetosha. Let me now move.
He's also a dad.
No, maybe they call me daddy.
Fifi.
No.
Maybe they call me daddy. Yeah, that's what he's saying. But you know, like if compared to all the pets, like people usually have, cats are like the most bossy. Wanalalanga tu hapo, then they expect you now come and feed me.
Not come and feed me. Listen, when you want to touch them, when you are free and idle, don't say nataka personal space yake. Usinishike, usiniguze.
Very manipulative.
Ngoja sasa ukue busy. So you've seen when I'm working ndo kanajua sasa vizuri kanakuja kukaa hapa. And now she wants to be held when I'm focused. And apparently they just do it for fun. It's fun to them.
Cats ni kama zinakuwa tu na njana tu by default.
Let me tell you, when you own a black cat, it's even worse. The judge looks from a black cat are worse.
Me have a question. How do you see that black cat usiku?
Actually,
especially in the darkness. Unaona tu macho ina glow hivi. Macho ina glow.
Macho zinatembea.
That's scary wake. And then she's also very soft. You can't even feel her when she jumps like on a bed or something. Kuna siku kidogo ni mkanyage. Sorry, Nox, if you ever understand me. Apparently, they understand our commands. But as I was saying, she sleeps all day, and I get so jealous of her because she just sleeps, and no one will ask her for anything. And then there's me. The hustle culture is coming at me so quick. You just, Yani, let me tell you, this is how bad the hustle culture has gotten to me. If I sleep longer than I'm supposed to, I even feel like I'm not supposed to sleep. I'm just supposed to work. I should be learning this skill and this skill and this skill. As if it's gotten that bad. Because talk to people. Guy, talk to our age mates. Go on social media. People are doing things. Huyu sijui ameenda amesoma IT. Amekuja tena amesoma security. Huyu amekuja anafanya sijui hii kampuni. Sijui ni akona side hustle.
Kuna young CEOs at 20 unashangaa. Unasikia wakisema at 14 I started this company at 14. At 14 where were you? What were you doing at 14? Ulikuwa pale high school na unataka kuandika. Is it called nini? Hizo notes people used to write in high school mkienda fan team na pia. Hizo sticky notes. At 14 wewe unaandika sticky notes, but kuna mtu at hiyo 14 Like,
Asha master
Pale, anajenga
anajua
kampuni
Python.
yake.
Exactly.
Anajua
But ni
Python.
kama hizi vitu ni zote ni kama zinakuanga tuna environment.
Ni exposure.
Opportunities.
These things zinakujanga na exposure.
Unapatanga for example watu wengi mtu anaingia campus ndo mara ya kwanza kupata laptop.
Pata laptop.
Anapata laptop ni ya kudaki ama
anaona wasichana wanafaa wapake makeup,
Si ndio?
lipstick and all.
So bado unajaribu
Mara ya kwanza najua kuna watu wanaitwa wababa. Like
kijana unafika na road unaona
Baba
babi.
wanaendea hadi high school as well. Yeah.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked. You're shocked. You're shocked. Kwani hamko on social media?
35 years.
They're going for girls as young as they can get.
Who
You know the thing is,
Yeah.
let me tell you, the thing is, tell me why we are allowed to drink at 18 and they can only drink at 21. What is it that they know that we don't? Ni nini hiyo wanajanya tujui?
Unajua ukianza
What is that that we know that they
kubukia
don't?
pale 18, 22 liver itakuwa
Sasa
imeisha.
unapata wako na hapa hand.
That's why they have an upper hand. That's why you can't compare yourself with someone who's at that age.
Unapatanga hadi kuhustle huko. It's easier.
But the hustle
Ukiwa
culture is everywhere.
ukimaliza shule ama kwa campus.
Unapata
ingia tu
jamaa ako pale high school akitoka jioni anamaliza
Ako
shule saa
McDonald's.
9 anaenda McDonald's kukosha vyombo.
Wewe sasa hivi hata
ashaingiza $9.
Exactly.
Hivyo tu.
Wewe sasa hivi unaenda kuambia mtu I can work for free. Anakuambia never. Never. That will never happen. So unapata hakuna mtu anakutaka huko bwana.
Ni kama hakuna opportunities huko.
Hakuna opportunities.
Compare na huko.
Na hadi the small opportunities you
Ziko
get.
but ni kidogo.
Na hadi the small opportunities you get unapatanga like unataka tu kuprotect. Juu hii ikienda mimi kuishi. Ikienda wewe kuishi. It's very hard.
So hivyo ndo hustle culture inakufanyia.
Vibaya sana.
Wewe hustle culture inakufanyia nini?
So culture. Okay. Kitu ya kwanza like maybe the biggest kitu yenye nanishwanga kila siku like every time I go out to spaces yenye kuna young people shock on me. Young people are doing very brilliant things bro. Like umaisikia mtu zile vitu anafanya mpaka unajiuliza like na mimi pia like we live in the same country.
Exactly.
Yeah, like huyu ni mtu like anafanya programming, huyu ni mtu akona businesses they are running. Like huyu ni mtu like akona like 10 20 other things like they are doing.
They are still studying.
And they're still
Wewe
studying.
uko tu hapo.
Wewe you just wake up and you go to school. Like that is the only thing you do. Mpaka unaanza kujiuliza like if at all tuna compete to escape the matrix sisi wote. Like we all want to get rich. Who is going to get rich wa kwanza?
Si ndio?
Mimi ama ni huyu mtu?
Alafu unajua shida nyingine inakuanga nini? Uko pale unajaribu kama uko first year, unajaribu kutafuta hata hiyo opportunity ya writing.
Yeah.
Hey, unapata bado haiko.
But I think like the biggest thing yenye happens to you once you realize that your education might not really work for you and you need to start looking for other ways of generating money. That is when now the stress inaanza kukuhit. Because unaweza soma for 4 years ama 5 years ama even 6 years. But then hizo zitakuwa tu like zimeenda.
Yeah, ukiangalia.
Na unakaa hivi unaona pale nyumbani ni inheritance tu niko nayo. Na ulitoka nyumbani uchange nyumbani.
At least to inheritance.
At that point alone going home is not an option. Going back home is not an option. So kila siku usiku hata ulalangi unakanga tu hivi unashindwa. Utatoa pesa wapi? What next?
Na unajua unapatanga huko pia like the work input iko tu hiyo output.
To the money.
Una put in a lot of effort.
But the money you're getting doesn't
so
add up.
small hata uelewi na. Lakini lazima usurvive.
So you must survive. You know like they usually say like they just pay you just enough to keep you like dependent of them. Like usidedi na usiwache kuwahitaji. So like
there are fungi.
That minimum age. Like
So there are fungi.
They fuck you by default. That is why like saa zingine you will meet people who are like in their 60s ama 50s but they are still working. At that age kidogo the strength ya youth ishakuacha. So like you are not even supposed to be like doing strenuous exercise. You should be relaxing, unakula pension. Na for some organizations hata hiyo pension scheme ya iko.
Kuna moja
So like you are doomed to life.
iko pale.
You are doomed
Iko pale town na imekula pesa ya mkazi. Sasa imewaka for 20 years na ulipi pension.
Anyway, now that it's trendy to be a workaholic, tutafanya.
But hakunanga, lakini mimi nasemanga tu so long as umepata hiyo opportunity ya
Tufanye money is tupige money is moja safi alafu tu I'm not saying.
Where I'm telling you tutakujiwa.
Hizo ni truth.
Na mimi deny knowing I'll say you guys first I am being held here against my own will.
Wink if everything is okay.
But like they threatened.
Bwana. Lakini
They have my cat in custody.
Nox is in custody.
Wamesema if I don't do this,
Kitu inagonga kuta.
and she's just a baby.
Kitu unawanga ukuta.
Wanamgongesha. Shots fired.
But really, I think like as we like come to a close, most of the pressure that we put on ourselves. First of all, if you are smart in your like earlier years, there's a lot of expectations pia it comes with. So like hata wewe like you see kila mahali ukikaa you feel like you should be doing something grand, something very big.
Yeah.
Because in your early years like umekuwa tu
Everyone was always telling you that you're gonna be someone.
Exactly. You are
But
going
you
to
grow
be
up,
someone
unapata-
Especially the bright kids.
Au life
Yeah.
unapatanga ni kitu tofauti sana.
Village
Exactly.
champions.
Yeah, village. But then you reach a age, you come and realize that the world is not what they painted for you when you were younger.
And the worst part is our own role models. They just tell us dunia ni ngumu. They don't tell us how. They equip you with the bare essentials to survive here dunia ngumu. They don't tell you how it's hard. They don't give you their own stories of how they had to survive. They make it look like everyone was doing it, so I had to do it. And the worst part is you will come here and let me tell you, you'll just be like, shit, actually this actually happens. Like it's not
so
TV
bad,
stories.
it's bad.
I wrote my own future in Insha ? You know, like it gets to that point. But me, I think for me, when it comes to hustle culture, because it is affecting me, you know, like we had this triangle when I was joining campus. I was told at kuna triangle so inakuwa inverted ati uku easy points mbili ina ukifocus on two things moja ina suffer. So because of I think the way it is, it's like unapewa, you have your career, you have your social life and your health. If you focus, which I think most of us do, we mostly just do career and maybe like social life for those people who are out there. So what suffers is your health, and that could be mental, could be physical health. That was me in campus. Right now, it's more career and health versus now my
social life.
Suffering, because you don't know, like I spend so many hours on my laptop like this.
But sinakwanga tu hiyo mambo yao.
So many hours. I'm not saying I'm ungrateful for opportunities to work. Of course I am, and we all know that hata kusoma yenyewe ni opportunity. It's just that you become so focused on this I have to get, and it's good. Not just be something, I have to be seen doing something. Being busy is trendy.
I have to keep moving,
Being busy is trendy.
Kama work life balance.
Ndio maana hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Ndio maana the reason why even like right now I think I'm starting to notice it's become such a luxury when I see someone can wake up anytime they want. They don't have to work the whole day. They just need to do like 3-4 hours. They go spend time with their dog in some park somewhere. They can go swim. They have time for their hobbies. Like it's become such a luxury. You spend like most of your life working to have that time. When you get that time, you never stop because the money needs to come flowing. So if you're out there and you have a business, good for you.
Shout out.
Old money.
Shout out.
Good for you.
Ukitoka kama ni old money. Unajua watu wanafanyanga hizi vitu. Haungekuwa unajistress hivi. Like mdako ungekuanga kama Jimmy Wajiki. Kazi ni kuamka tu unamwambia unataka kujaribu law. Unaingia law unasikia
hapana.
No, it's not for me.
Nashalipa fee.
So hii mambo yote ni kusema tu create well. Wewe ukijua lakini wewe create too well.
But what is wealth?
Wealth, mimi naonanga tu ni kitu ni pesa yenyewe. Ni pesa mingi sana lakini si pesa peke yake.
That's wealth to you.
Zizi.
Shots fired.
Relax.
Compose yourself.
It's money.
Yeah.
Okay, wealth yote like it narrows down to money. But sasa hiyo money lazima ikuwe diversified. Like haiko ati uko tu na pesa kama $1 million. Ni kitu yenye bado unaweza unajua kama watoi wako. Hii ni kitu yenye inaweza transfer kwa mto hii mwingine, like ni kitu yenye itakuwa ni progressive. Si ati ni ikiisha na mimi inaisha kabisa. Ama ukipewa mtu inaisha kabisa. So ukibuild your connections.
But that is what I wanted to say. You see, like the biggest asset, the biggest blessing that rich people usually give their kids, it's the connections they have. those connections work for you.
Kuna wengine wanasemanga sijui health and wealth ni kukua tu ati,
but the money pia lazima ikue.
The money, kila kitu
the money pesa. But the connections will carry you at
exactly. Inaweza kuwa ni pesa, lakini pesa,
because they also say like you see say 95 or 85% of opportunities ama even jobs are usually given within like your friendship circle.
Nepotism.
Wealthy people like wajiki unapatanga pesa yao, hakuna pesa nao lazima ikue. Nao uwezi kuwa ati uko wealth lakini pesa si factor. Ati utakuwa tu kwa a social group, wewe kazi yako tu ni kwenda kubugia mvinyo tu imelipwa na watu wengine. Lazima what value inakuanga hivyo, like ni kama tu network na watu wengi, alafu ni watu wana add value. Unaona mtu anakwambia, unasikia akisema ati walikuwa wanaenda kucheza State House, so unashangaa ile mambo gani?
So alikuwa anasikia hizo story,
so hata yeye
akiwa mtu huyo alikuwa anaenda kucheza State House,
si ndio? Hiyo ni
akiwa na uhuru.
Nashangaa hiyo
everything narrows down to money. Wanasema money is the fourth law of motion. Kama hauna ya kuteseka na
shida ya people who disagree with you.
Wanasema sio mimi, wanasema hivyo.
But anyway,
there are people who would disagree with you. Like the Shaolin Principle right now, is the Shaolin Principle at I think some academy in States. Let me tell you, it was a 2-hour podcast, but I felt so, yani kila kitu alikuwa anasema ina make sense. Hakuna kitu alisema yenye haiko ina make. I wrote notes, let me tell you, I have 2 pages of notes on that podcast. He was talking about like how everyone is
what's the name of that podcast?
It's called a Diary of a CEO, and that specific episode is the one saying the biggest epidemic to humans right now, and it's by the Shaolin Principle. He's called Shi Heng Yang. Shi Hung Wang. Anyway, Wang Hing Ha. He's Vietnamese, so he was sharing to us like he talked about like almost everything, discipline in it, and like how people usually consult him when people go to him. You know, he's a monk. The ones who can be able to sit still and think nothing and do nothing. He can even break a brick with his hand. Like, that's actually real.
But
now he was saying, he talked about the thing that most people are after. Do you know most people aren't even like asking for what they want wealth? Most people are asking for, I feel like there's no purpose in my life. So I kind of feel like part of wealth is having purpose.
Who are these people when you attack wealth?
Not that hawataki, wako nayo, but hawako fulfilled. But even I know people who are happy with their lives and they call themselves wealthy, but they do not have banks and millions the way you
know, like purpose.
Lakini lazima.
Do you know what those people have? Wako na shamba, wako na ng'ombe. They eat from their own farms, and then they have taken their kids to very basic schools, or even they are homeschooling their kids. Yani, that is not what they term as wealth.
Uko tu fulfilled.
Yeah, so you mustn't have wealth to be fulfilled.
Unajua hiyo ni definition yao. Unajua kila mtu ako na yao.
Ya hiyo ni pesa.
Mimi kama sina hiyo pesa, ati uniambie
tu fulfillment yake ni marriage.
Sasa unacheki hiyo inaleta ile swali yake, alikuwa anauliza how much money is enough. Ukijana hizi tosheka na pesa.
Hautatosheka
na pesa.
Unaona mimi
you can't have contentment.
Ukinipea $5 million. Mimi niko sawa.
Utaweka kwa stocks, utafute sijui uwe 10,
lakini pesa
lazima utataka ingine, huwezi tosheka. Wajua wanasemanga hiyo ni weakness and at the same time a strength of human beings.
It's
the fact that sisi kama binadamu hatuwezi kutosheka, like we can never be content.
It depends on the thing you're after. If you're after like adoration and admiration, you will never be content. But if wealth to you is not like for those people, not for people like that who live their lives in, we call them hobos, but people like that who live their lives like that, or those people who like live life, they are content, they have tiny family, they have happiness, maybe like their contentment comes from just that, just your mimi. I think kwangu, if I was being honest, kama mimi nimeshajua what will fulfill me like that. I don't think it's money is good, but I kind of feel like hapo umesha can be empty without it.
Mimi nao nipeni tu pesa hizo ati no hiyo kitu kingine. Pesa kwanza iko kwa account. Yani niko naamka asubuhi hivi naona $5 million Yani ni kuamka tu naweza I can do anything. Naamka tu naenda Zanzibar.
Do you know who I am?
Unaenda peke yako.
Do you know who I am?
Google my name.
Google my name. Yes.
Si ndio?
Now Google my network.
Caribbean tunaambia bali si wa Caribbean kujeni mkule hii pesa haiwezi.
Latina babes.
Yes.
Umesikia haiwezi isha. You will never be content. I feel like one of the things that you have to teach yourself as a human being is how to be content.
Contentment is a fallacy.
You have to.
Exactly.
No, you can actually have.
You can actually be content.
You
Yeah,
can
you
never
can
be
get
contented.
it.
You will always be chasing after something else.
Exactly.
You can never be contented. The more you get the more of something you get, the more
Not
you want
necessarily.
of
I
it.
think it
Wanashanga.
depends on what. Because if you are after wanting to feel needed all the time, you will start 5,000 million charities. If you're after admiration, if you're after wealth like money like him, you will always be in search of money. If you're after love, there are those people who all they want is for their partner to love them.
Mama.
So they will chase that partner, and even if they go to the Bermuda Triangle, wanaingia na wao.
But hii kitu mimi nasemanga. Pesa ni muhimu.
It's important, but it's not everything.
But ukiniambia ati contentment yako inakuja tu from wow, a kid ama why?
Kuna mtu ako very contented just
Okay, mimi nasemanga hiyo.
Actually, wanasemanga the most powerful person is the one who has managed to be content with themselves.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
And you can actually
Because,
cultivate that.
Unajua hao ni motivational speakers.
No,
It's
you
good of
can
you
learn.
to imagine
Hao ni
that you can be
motivational speakers.
contented.
No, with
Contentment is a
yourself.
fallacy.
With yourself.
It can never
That's
happen.
why
It can never happen.
it's something you learn, something you
Ah,
cultivate.
wow.
Let me tell you, unajua the receptors za akili zenye zinakufanyanga uproduce adrenaline. Ushaona adrenaline junkies when they're so used to jumping out of planes and they're used to swimming with sharks and they do all sorts of scary weird stunts. They get that's where happiness for them comes from. So even when they're just even enjoying just a normal basic cup of coffee for them, something I enjoy so much, they're like their lives are
But mimi feel hizo mambo ya unajua kuna motivational speakers na kuna sasa real life ndo tunaongelea sasa.
Kwa ground.
Kwa ground.
Wewe ni ground.
Nasema hivi.
Unasema foreman atakangi mchezo kwa ground.
But inakuanga ni hivi. Mimi mtu akiniambianga hizo at basic stuff inakumeka kukue contented. Okay, ni sawa. Sinanga shida. Okay, kila mtu iko sawa, si ndio? But mimi na mingi ni kama kila mtu anajuanga limit yake. Like mimi najua nikifika $100,000 na nikuwe na familia. Nikianza kuchase probably $100 million itanipea tu stress, like itaniweka in a position that siko satisfied. Hapo ndo unasemanga tuko contented. Lakini kila mtu deep down kuna kitu una chase. Hata hiyo pesa yenyewe unasema ati ni enough, bado haiwezi kuwa enough.
I don't know. Can you actually have enough? Me think some people would be content if you just put them in an island somewhere. They have their wife,
You drink
their
a cup
kids.
of coffee.
Yeah. You don't get content from mundane things like that.
Utapata real happiness, real joy when you start deriving joy from the little things.
Exactly.
Vitu ndogo like
Acha kwa mimi the day that I can drink my vanilla caramel tea in peace without makelele, hakuna watu wanasonga hapo nje ya penye tunaishi, kumenyamaza na sina kazi, peace.
Then hizo vitu zinaweza ni entice. Lakini kama hakuna kitu hapa, never. Hiyo kitu la kunyonga hivi nasema I need to be like Elon Musk. Nataka hiyo pesa.
Your mind is always on the go, that's what you're saying.
Hey, money. Money is everything.
Money.
Wanasemanga
Must be funny.
Money is not what? Money is not everything. Money is the only thing in this world. Kama una na wewe ni maskini. Wewe kama Gasho, mwanze kuniambia ati contentment yako inakuja kutoka kukunywa a cup of coffee. You are failure. Ufai kuongea mambo kama haya na wewe ni maskini.
Unajua ukiwa na chakula, ukiwa na place ya
ama ni mimi peke yangu. Nataka hiyo contentment yako.
Ngoja nimalize. Kuna kitu nitangwa Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Maslow hierarchy.
So you know it. You know now once you have food, you have the security inakwanga hapo chini.
Hapo juu.
Like the basic needs need to
ukiwa na the bottom tier,
basic stuff,
and then the second tier, those the last two
physical needs.
ukiwa na hizo
Sawa.
Yeah.
you now learn to cultivate your contentment from the little things. I'll be frank. I think after staying in, I think it's because I've grown up like in a rural place. When I came to Nairobi, I was so excited, the busyness, the noise, the everything. Let me tell you, right now I miss.
You're a village champion.
I miss
You're a village champion.
No, I wouldn't.
Just like you.
Mimi wa Nyeri. Mimi wa village.
I'm in Ohio, guys. I'm
Yeah, but like but now like I get so yani nikifika tu hivi home, it's cold, you can see stars. Let me tell you, I have grown up there. Never before in my 18 years of being in Nyeri did I ever appreciate seeing stars. Siku hizi ninaendanga naona niko
the light pollution in Nairobi is
crazy.
And I get content, I get happy by such tiny things. Butterfly, when's the last time you saw a butterfly in Nairobi?
Mimi siangalia kitu kama hizo.
Unatafuta pesa,
Butterfly yangu ni kuangalia dola. Iko ama iko kama iko butterfly ni nuisance.
I think when you have experienced both ninis, you kind of get that whole hey actually.
But I think pia ukipatanga domingi hizo vitu zinakujanga. Okay, si domingi hivyo, but ukipata tu enough. Like ukuna za Jesus.
Wewe hauna enough.
Mimi niko na enough.
You never have enough.
You can never have enough.
Never have enough.
Ukipata kama ya Elon Musk, niko enough.
Hautatosheka.
Lakini Elon Musk ametosheka.
Hazitosheka.
No, for Elon Musk it's very different. People like Elon Musk, people like wenye wako, they're chasing after purpose. It's not
they have purpose, so they don't care much about the money.
Yeah.
Because taking humans to Mars.
We should seek purpose.
So what is your purpose in life? Unajua kuna watu wanauliza.
No, but for me I cannot chase my purpose the same way you're saying. For me, first of all, I want to like put myself comfortably. I want freedom to be able to chase after the things I want.
If you're comfortable, you cannot, like, the comfortability comes from chasing your purpose. If you ask most people, they'll tell you that walikuwa wanaanzisha apps and stuff like that wakiwa na purpose and a goal, but the goal was not to get rich.
Exactly.
Most people got rich by accident.
Facts.
Angalia
hata story ya Bill Gates. By accident.
Lakini hata wao unaonanga wakienjoy venye wanasema tulianza
hata
duka moja.
Even me I have purpose, but the first purpose I have is to reach financial independence first of all, because that unlocks so many beautiful things for me. Naweza amka hivi I feel like going.
Unaonanga watu hata wenye wanasema ati watu kama Jeff Bezos bado unaonanga wanaenjoy. Wanasema
they enjoy
pale kwa garage. Lakini sasa hii unatuangalia tuko huko juu. Ile hawezi kuambia ni pesa, lakini ni pesa imemfikisha huko juu.
Unasema like kama Ruto alianza empire from a feather na nini. Anyway, I think we'll continue
next time.
Yeah. Na tupatane,
Take a break, breathe, pumzikeni. Na hustle culture chanini nayo. You are more than your productivity.
Yeah. And there's a difference between productive and busy.
Inanga formula.
Oh, but then also thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you to Dennis of somewhere on Gishuru.
Economy practice.
What?
The creative economy.
Oh yeah, okay. Chacha, go serious. Acha nijaribu. Maybe nitaanza YouTube channel. So, thank you so much to Dennis of Economic Practice.
Hakuna food. Huyu leo apati food hapa.
Creative one. Thank you to Dennis of Creative
Economy Practice.
Creative. Oh yeah.
Shout out to the creative economy.
Okay, I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, and action. Take what? Take 5.
Take 10.
Take 10.
Shout out to you.
Thank you so much for listening and giving us your time. Thank you to Dennis of Creative Economic Practice. It's located along James Gishuru Road. It's a very pretty building. It's inside the iHub building. You guys can start your own podcast. You just come and then you talk to them nicely. You know? Yeah, so thank you so much to them. Yeah, I'm hungry.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Oh, subscribe! Subscribe. I wanted to do this. Press on the link below. Subscribe and what else?
Comment.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Wow, I'm awful at
Perfect.
this.
Story ni zetu.
I'm
Yeah.
awful.
Opinion
I'm
is
awful
in.
at this.
Story ni zetu lakini opinion ni yako.
It needs a
Unaweza
bit of,
andika
it needs
hapo
a bit
chini.
of practice, yeah. It needs practice.
Jameni, ati how many takes was that?
Hey.
That was an interesting conversation.